1, 2, 3, 4.
Good evening, everyone. I've already done water and fire. So if this doesn't fit, go and check out those other readings. Honestly, in my opinion, I resonate with whatever reading that I end up choosing. I don't know if it's because I was in a very interesting place in my life this year, but I think every reading, if you're with an honest, intuitive, clairvoyant, and really divinely guided person, every reading is going to give you something about some situation, past, present, or future, for you to reflect on, learn from, confirm, or, just, understand maybe their energy. I think if it doesn't resonate at all, it might be a perspective you need to intake, kind of stand in somebody else's shoes. That's why, tarot is what tarot is. You are being taught from I don't want to say, it's kind of that third-party perspective. That's exactly it. Thank you, sir. Third party, just somebody who's not emotionally involved or, financially involved in that situation. So you're getting that unbiased opinion. Again, you have to discern if that person is particularly in a karmic energy. I might have weeks where I am. I'm going to tend to try not to post those readings. I've noticed a lot of readers in the karmic energy this week. So, in my opinion, there's going to be a lot of readings this week that aren't going to resonate with everyone because they're projecting their energy into the reading. I really, really do not try to do that. Now, if it is an exact situation and the cards are clarifying it in that reading, I probably am going to speak to that, but that to me is not karmic because that is an exact situation that I foresee happening or is happening, so it's kind of hard to explain, but watch out for that because I've been seeing a lot of that in tarot lines this week. So 7 of Cups in reverse, so we're not going to stick with it because I already did water signs. I did. So let's see what comes out. All we have left is Earth and air, so I gotta shuffle to pick up forward energy. I have a lot of ancestors. My grandma was one of 18, so I was messy, but everything happens for a reason. As I was said that, the 6 of Cups came up, talking about, like growing up in your childhood. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit, for clarifying what I was saying. Yeah, I have a lot of ancestors, so it's interesting sometimes the amount of messages that I get considering I finally tapped in. I always kind of knew just from weird signs and everything, but so that's still fire energy. I already had it. Fire energy. Okay, I'm going to do a collective on this because that ancestor came out twice now. And I was just speaking about mine. If you don't believe I'm connected, you need to watch this video. Which you already are, but share it with your friends. I literally got 6 of Cups ancestor spirits as I'm talking about my guides. I don't know if you need more clarification, but yeah. They are crazy, and right now they're really talking to me. Let me listen to them for a second. Sorry, guys. I'm going to shuffle while they do that. Ten of Swords. So, I see, what they're telling me. Sorry, they're giving me a lot of energy right now. It can be overwhelming when I receive energy, and obviously studying used to like that exchange, but I think that's part that a lot of people don't understand about intuition is everybody has it. You just have to pay attention to it. And that's the best way to say it is, my experience is I always knew of what was going on, but, people are going to lie to you because they don't want to be perceived as being bad, whatever, that trigger or ego they have in themselves. So if you just have the inkling, leave. You should never have to question your relationship so much. That's what I'm being led to say there. I wasted a lot of times in relationships. I could have told you within months that they weren't going anywhere. Take that lesson from me. Don't waste your time. Be proud of being single. Heal yourself. Everybody has trauma in one way or another. Accept, that you're going to be wrong in some situations, and that doesn't make you a bad person. It just makes you the wrong person. And I had to quote that because when it comes to emotions and feelings, it's not really about right or wrong. It's about just accepting that you didn't intend to hurt somebody, and that you'll do better in the future not to, trigger them that way, or, pay attention more, or maybe they're triggered because they need healing because of the action, and it's not anything really to do with you, but you being able to talk it out is what needs done. So ancestor message would be, that is definitely on me about this message right now. Well, Nine of Cups is, somebody who is with the Ten of Swords. I mean, that's just like, and if you don't think I'm connected, on top of that, one of my biggest guides is my grandfather. And I only had the chance to know him for 4 years because he was born in 1900. So obviously tied pretty close to when I was born. But one thing that I don't know why I remember it so much is he always said this little boy is so special or whatever, but something about just something that he considered special. And I do not like to be grandiose about myself at all. So it's even hard for me to say things like that. His favorite flowers are yellow roses. And I have never noticed that before. So if you don't believe I'm tapped in, this is going to be the let me clarify for you guys message that I'm not reading a random card story or my karmic situation to you or my situation to you. I'm reading the messages that are being pulled by the people that are connecting with me. And honestly, I can connect with other people's guides if you're willing to let that happen. In my opinion, I think you need to put out that energy towards me at that time, concentrate on it, tap into me, subscribe to me, start connecting our energy. And I'm not scared of karmic energy. It actually empowers me twice as much as positive energy. I'm a competitor at heart. I'm a triple Taurus sign, so pretty grounded and pretty bullheaded when I need to be. So I don't know. That's what this is. So you're in the Ten of Swords, that mental, absolute hardest conflict. This is extreme emotional distress. Been there many times. Lost a lot in my life. Been physically abused, mentally abused by partners, things like that. So no empathy or sympathy, but that's why I'm here to share the experiences I have had so that you can learn from them and not go through them. Yeah, absolutely. Because when you're the Nine of Pentacles, you've got to bring yourself to that tower, close that cycle. If you are that sufficient, abundant, and able to, provide for yourself, but somebody wants to treat you like you're not the Nine of Pentacles, find somebody who will. Like you have got to stand your ground on what you believe in. Don't change for somebody else. If you spend too much time trying to change a relationship to fit what you want it, you're going to be 4 years into it. Many times, find yourself still walking away with a scar on your face in jail. Not kidding. So don't do it. Don't waste your time. Like, date a little more. Don't be so quick to move on. Don't be so pushy about it. But definitely be discerning. You know, you got to express. It's the other thing. If they're not willing to talk about where they want to go with it, why are you dating somebody just to date somebody? Be single. Have fun. Don't be codependent. I wasted a lot of good years feeling like that's what I needed, but our society has really pushed that on us. Page of Cups underneath this Ten of Swords, emotional messages. So, if you're in the Ten of Swords and somebody is just pulling on your emoji. So yeah, they're sending you communication that is wishy-washy or whatever. You've got to cut that communication off so that you can heal. You can't heal explaining or asking other people questions, and that was a lesson I had to learn. You have to go within and figure out what you can do to heal, and honestly criticize yourself about the situation, even if the criticism says, okay, I may have overreacted, but I went back and apologized. They didn't accept any of those apologies, or then at that point, I did nothing wrong, or, however it might have gone down. You've also got to accept that you didn't leave once you noticed that they were not willing to admit their part of it. There's no argument that's not two-sided. Period and story. Never. All right, so Nine of Pentacles is justice. Like, it is justice to be your own advocate, your own stability. When your stability lies on somebody else, so my ancestors put me through hell year, I promise you. Like, I lost both my parents very young. This was the worst year of my life. Not kidding. But yeah, it is your justice to be self-sufficient, abundant, because when you have to rely on other people for emotional support, financial support, codependency support, like trauma bonding, don't do it. You will find yourself in a toxic situation every single time if you're not healed. Heal first. Be your own Nine of Pentacles. Even if it's not like you have enough money to live alone. It's not that. It's just you do not need them. You don't need them. You want them. You've got to be in the shoes that you don't need anything from that person, or you are not going to have a good relationship. Vice versa. If they need things from you, or you're like me, I'm a very giving person, you will put yourself in the situation that you are going to attract people that are takers. And, for the longest time, I was like, why did they do it to me? Not doing it to you. They're doing it to everyone in their life. And that, for sure, that is a very toxic, codependent thing that, I had to heal, is that it's not that they're doing it to you, it's that they do it to everyone in their life. There's a trauma bond there. Absolutely. How people treat other people is 100% reflection of how they feel about themselves. Hurt people, right? All right, so the Tower is clarified with 3 cards. Knight of Cups turned into the King of Cups, and then the 4 Swords. So, to the T, the Knight of Cups there, clarification on that message, 100% is 4 Cups is, going within, meditating, isolating, being supportive of your spiritual journey. And so if you take that time to heal and reflect, and you don't have to pray, you don't have to be religious, any of that. I 100% believe in higher power. I've had way too many synchronicities in my life, and my guides have got me out of some really bad situations. Like really bad situations. Maybe you'll hear about them if you hang around. But if you go within and you take that time, you move from the Knight to the King. Now, you're not an Emperor. It is hard to get to Emperor status. Like, it is super hard to get to Emperor status because that means that you are balanced most of the time. So, one thing I'm being led to say here is, if you get to that area, don't think you can't go back to the King. You can always regress. You can always lose sight of the path in your life, and that's usually going to be because who's in your energy. So really consider that.